What's going on, everybody? My name is Bobby, and I'm just another reactor here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be reacting to Yoyoka and her cover of Led Zeppelin's Black Dog. And this is Led Zeppelin's live version from 1972. And before I get to this reaction, I just want to remind y'all to please subscribe to my channel and please like this video. And if you care to support my channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. Or you can leave a tip through the Brave browser, which is a cryptocurrency browser. You can also donate through the Cash App using my email address, which is also in the description below. But donations to my channel are not necessary, they're not required. You can watch my videos for free, but any support for this channel is greatly appreciated. Now, before I get to this reaction, also I want to say that the week of February 6th, which is next week, I'll be busy with personal things for that entire week, so I will not be recording any reactions for that whole week. So for that week of February 6th, if you see that I'm not posting anything, that's why. I just have things going on that entire week, and I just won't be able to get to any reactions. But after that, I will definitely get back to them. So now back to Yoyoka. My Yoyoka videos, as y'all know, have pretty much exploded, especially the Rainbow Kill the King cover. That video got a whole lot of views. And then the other reactions I did to Speed King by Deep Purple and Burn by Deep Purple as well as Ian Pace's reaction to her cover of Burn. You know, all that really cool videos. She's an awesome drummer. I've since also reacted to a Juna drum cover for Genghis Khan by Iron Maiden. But this song comes by request. I mentioned in my last Yoyoka reaction that I got some pretty generous donations from somebody named Byron Butterfield, who requested some songs that I do that Yoyoka covered. The first one was YYZ, which was my last reaction, YYZ by Rush. And this is the next one on the list, and I just said I was going to go through his list, but not all one after the other, just record one and then a few other reactions, and then go back to another Yoyoka that he requested, and just keep doing that till I've gotten through the 4 that he requested. And I'm doing that because he was generous enough to donate a really generous amount of money to my channel, and I really do appreciate that. And this is just my way of showing that appreciation by reacting to the videos that he requested that I react to. I also want to react to her cover of Good Times, Bad Times, because that's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs, and I really love Black Dog as well. But yeah, I want to hear her cover of Good Times, Bad Times, because the drumming on that is just really cool. But I'm going to do Byron's suggestions first, and then I'll get to that one later. This version of Black Dog live 1972, I had never heard it before. I've heard Black Dog thousands of times since I was probably in about 8th grade, and I just know the song really well. I had never heard this version, so I went and listened to it just to familiarize myself with it, because I know the song, so it's not like I'm reacting to it the first time. But yeah, I heard the live version, the 1972 version. There was also a 1973 version. But this one sounded really cool, pretty close to the album, not quite, but Led Zeppelin was not known for playing their songs live exactly like the albums. They did a lot of improvising and stuff like that. But this one was pretty close, and it sounded really good. So I'm really looking forward to this, see how she covers it. I know it's going to be awesome. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Yoyoka, considering what I've seen so far. So anyway, without further ado, this is my reaction to Yoyoka's cover of Led Zeppelin's Black Dog live in 1972.
Hey, mama, said the way you move gon' make you sweat.
ghost notes.
Watch your honey drip, I can't keep away.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, that little part right there that she just finished playing, that beat, I mentioned in one of my other reactions to her that when she does those ghost notes, I explained what ghost notes are, and I said a lot of times you don't really see it that well. You can hear the ghost notes, but you don't really see them do it unless you're really, really paying attention. Now, on that part, you could really see her doing it. You can see her left hand stick bouncing on that part, which sounded really cool. Another thing about a song like this that's not difficult to do, but it takes a little bit of listening to get used to it, is on the parts where the band stops playing, and even at the beginning where Robert Plant is singing, and he's singing by himself, and then everybody comes in. They all have to come in together, you know. And as far as Black Dog goes, I don't know if they're doing a certain count in their head where they all know to come in together, but if you're covering it on the drums, you just have to know, I guess you have to develop your own count in your head to know when to come in at the same time Led Zeppelin is coming in, John Bonham and the rest of the band. If you're the drummer of Led Zeppelin, John Bonham, I guess you have to develop your own count with the rest of the band, or however they do it. I don't know if they do it by feel, but they just, as soon as Robert Plant is finished singing that line, they all have to come in at the same time, or else they can be out of sync, and then they have to play catch up with each other. But anyway, yeah, she's doing that really well too. She's coming in on point. So I know before she recorded this, she probably went over it a few times just to get the feel of that alone, but she's playing the parts great. There's those little ghost notes.
Can't stand still, got a flaming heart, can't get my fill.
This is the part I was talking about.
Dreams of you all through my head.
So you just got to come in right at the right time for that. Yeah, I just want to say real quick on that part, what I was talking about coming in right at the right time. She's even like playing around, making these faces and dancing around, kind of mouthing the words a little bit. So if she develops a count in her head, so to know when to come in, as she's, you know, playing around and being silly, she's also probably counting in her head so that she can come in at the right time and not mess it up. So that's just another thing I wanted to point out, that, you know, takes a little bit of, you know, practice and memory. If you're going to put on a little bit of a show, you have to make sure you come in on point, you know, and she's doing that great. And her, see? Sometimes it's just a feel.
I got a girl who love me so, love me strong, sweet jelly roll. She wants to be a star. I don't know, but I've been told big leg woman ain't got no soul.
She's doing really light ghost notes there. I could see it, but you barely hear it.
My way. I need a girl to hold my hand. Won't tell me no lies, make me a happy man.
Fake out.
Good evening. This is a thing called Over the Hills and Far Away.
Well, that was John Bonham Jr. I'm just kidding. That was Yoyoka with her cover of Led Zeppelin's Black Dog live in 1972. And I was about to change my screen and all that. I didn't know that outtake was coming at the end, so I'm glad I caught that. But yeah, that was really awesome. And I want to say one more thing about what I was talking about earlier, about knowing when to come in. There was that last part where Robert Plant was singing his part, the part. I can't sing, sorry about that. But he's doing that, and then he kind of fakes the crowd out and stops and lets the crowd cheer for a little bit, and then the band comes in and starts playing again. Well, a lot of times when bands are playing live like that and the crowd's cheering and they wait for the crowd to cheer for a little bit. A lot of times you may not see it when they're on stage, especially in big arenas, but one of the band members, usually the drummer, sometimes a guitar player or bass player, will cue the rest of the band when to come in so that they all come in at the same time, because they never know, depending on the crowd, how long they're going to let them cheer. So, you're not going to sit there and count for, 2 minutes and then finally come in and start playing. So they let it, happen for as long as they want, and then when it's starting to subside a little bit, that's when they might come in, and like I said, somebody will cue the rest of the band in. As far as on the parts where they're singing or maybe even an instrument playing, and the rest of the band has to come in on a certain part, then that's when you have to have your timing right. One of the bands I used to play in, we covered Metallica's The Four Horsemen song. And there's a part in that song where the whole band stops except for James Hetfield. He's playing a little rhythm part for a while. And it's just the same rhythm being repeated over and over again. But I learned, it's been so many years since I played that song. I think it was 8 times or 9 times that he played a certain pattern on that rhythm, and then the rest of the band would come in. Well, I remember every time we would play it live, no matter what I was doing behind my drum set, if I was, waving at the crowd or whatever, I was keeping that count in my head, It was, I think, 8 times of like say a 4 count. I don't remember the exact count, but if it's a 4 count, then you go, in your head you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, and you keep counting till you get 8, 2, 3, 4, and then you come in, And that's the way I always came in on time with the rest of the band, was I would count it. Now the rest of my band, I don't know how they were counting it in their heads, but we always managed to come in at the same time, so yeah, that's that. That's what I wanted to say about that. But because she wasn't there with Led Zeppelin, more than likely, I'm almost positive, she had to develop a count in her head in the midst of all her, playing around and making the faces at the camera and singing along with Robert Plant and all that. She came in at the right time every time, so she had to have gone over it at least a few times to develop that count, to know when to come in. And then once you know when to come in on each spot where there's a long pause like that, you have to remember all those counts and when to come in. Some of them are the same counts maybe, some may not be. You may have to count a little bit longer. But anyway, enough rambling about that. That was really cool. She's awesome. That was a really badass cover of a really badass song, and I'm glad I got to react to it. Thanks again to Byron Butterfield for recommending it, and thank y'all for watching. That's going to do it for this reaction. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I just want to remind y'all to please subscribe to my channel, and please like this video. And if you care to support my channel, there's a PayPal link in the description, or you can leave a tip through the Brave browser, which is a cryptocurrency browser. You can even donate through the Cash App using my email address, which is also in the description below. But donations to my channel are not necessary, they're not required. You can watch my videos for free, but any support for my channel is greatly appreciated. Thank y'all once again for watching my reaction to Yoyoka and her cover of Led Zeppelin's Black Dog Live 1972.